In this section, we're going to show you how to use Bluebeam Review, which is what I find the most effective and easiest to use quantity takeoff tool for completing detailed takeoffs on PDF engineering drawings. We'll show you the basics of just how to open it, how to set it up, then how to set up and calibrate a scale, how to perform measurements, and then how to summarize these in the markup list and export them to an Excel. Now, I know there's probably a lot more you can use Bluebeam for, and I'm probably vastly underutilizing it. And I'm sure people are going to watch this who know how to use Bluebeam better than me, but for the purpose of quantity takeoffs, all I really think you need to know how to do is understand how to set the scale, calibrate the measurements, complete the basic area, length, and volume measurements, export these to the markup list, and then export these to Microsoft Excel. Anything over and above that is fantastic, and I'm sure it's super useful, but for the basics of this course, that's really all you're going to need a quantity takeoff tool to be able to do. Okay, in this video, I'm going to show you briefly how I use Bluebeam for quantity takeoffs. So the first thing is we're going to just open Bluebeam, which is actually really easy. All you do is set it as your default PDF opener. If you don't know how to do that, just right click on a PDF file, go show more options, and then change which software you open with. So I've got it to open with Review, but you might have it opening with Chrome or another PDF reader. Then all you do is just click on the PDF drawing you want to look at. So you've got this one, for example. You can see drawing. There's on the right hand side, you'll have different standard markup options. So these are things like adding text box, changing the font size. You can add comments, you can highlight things, basically just standard PDF markup options. And then you've got sort of your standard file options, so save as. You can export it as a picture or export the text in a document. That's quite a useful function. Or you can print it. And then, yeah, if you just, when you first open it, I'd spend a couple of minutes playing around so you can see the different types of things you can do. And then you've also got tools, toolbars. So you can view the different toolbars. So this is the markup section and the text section that I've got on this side. And then there's different options along here. So things like where you have multiple drawings in a file, you can open them up on this side, and then your standard measurements. So a super useful thing you can do with Bluebeam, or what I find really useful, is that a lot of the times when you get sent drawings, you get sent all the individual drawings as PDF files. Bluebeam allows you to simply select all the drawings. You go to show more options, combine files and review. So what this lets you do is you combine all the PDF documents into a single PDF file. And staple them together, and then this just gives you a combined PDF file with all the drawings in it. And I find this really useful because now you've got all your project drawings in a single combined file, and it's easy to flick between them. So the first thing you're going to do when you're doing a quantity takeoff is you need to set the scale. So setting the scale, you go Tools, Measure, Set Scale. So if the drawings have a scale on them, you can just choose one of the preset scales, or it might be a custom scale. So 1 centimeter to 1 meter. So that's a 1 to 100 scale. Or it's got this function that says calibrate. And this is where you can actually find a measurement on the drawing. So for example, this drawing of 10,518. Then we simply say 10.68 centimeters on a drawing is equivalent to 10.518 meters. So now if we measure this, .518. So that's how you set the scale in Bluebeam, which is the first thing you'll want to do when you're doing a quantity takeoff. Then you go tools, measure. All these give us all the different measurement options that Bluebeam has. So if we want to do a simple length, we can just go point, point, or we can, for example, if we've got to measure the distance from here to here, gives us that. And if you hold shift down when you're taking the measurement, then it'll make sure that the measurement's straight. So that's linear measurement. Then you've also got poly length. So this is useful when you're doing the perimeter. So this, say this entire set of slabs, we want to do the perimeter of it. We can simply follow the perimeter and take a complete perimeter. So the perimeter will be down there. It's 138 meters, but it's shown in millimeters. So one of the things you can do is when you're exporting the length, if you go up to this top bar, you can change the units you want it displayed in. So we'll change it to meters. So we've got the perimeters now shown as 138.36 meters, which is obviously a more useful length than showing the perimeter in meters. To take area, we go tools, measure area, and simply highlight structure. It gives us the area. Now, Bluebeam also has a volume measurement tool. However, to me, I think it's easier just to take the square meters and then apply a depth to it on your own in Excel. But there is a volume measurement tool you can use as well, but I think it's much easier just to take the square meters and apply a depth after in Excel if you want to get a volume of concrete. All right, so say for example, we want to get all the square meters of the concrete slabs on this project and we want to export this to Microsoft Excel. I'll just quickly delete all these measurements, but to do that, we're going to use layers and the markup list. So we go tools, tools, measure, area. We'll get, say we just want to individually get each of these slabs and export it to Excel. Actually taken that measurement wrong. No, I haven't. I'll just move that to the correct position. Clear the HUD. So this is going to let us individually calculate the area of each slab. And export it to Excel. So we just take each of the individual areas like this. Now we're going to use layers. So to use layers, you click on the layers tab, go add new, add after, call it concrete slabs. And then for each of the measurements we've taken, we right click, go layer, concrete slabs. Layer. So for each of them, we're allocating to the layer concrete slabs. Then you bring up your markup list. You can see under each of them, they've been shown as the layer concrete slab. And the area is shown, but the area is shown as a comment. So you want to change it to markups. So columns. Then you want measurement shown. So now measurements shown as one of the columns. You go markup list, markups, export markups. So export it to desktop. Actually, sorry, that's wrong. We then want to click the summary, CSV file. Export it as a CSV file, and then it'll export these markups into Excel. So that gives you the individual square meters on the concrete slab layer. So you can delete this. And then this is what I was saying before about it's easier to just calculate volume in Excel. You go volume. If you know each of these slabs is 250 mil deep, you can take the volumes. So total cubic meters is 175 meters cubed. So the final Bluebeam function we'll look at is the count function. So we've looked at measurement functions, area, perimeter, length. However, we might just simply want to count something in Bluebeam. So for example, if we go to an electrical drawing and we want to count how many light fittings are shown on this drawing, then we go tools, measure, count, and all you do is you click on each of the fittings that you want to count. So we got 4. Is that all of them? Yes. Then you can go back to your markup list, count measurement, industrial. You change the name to light fittings, and that's it. If you want to add more, you go resume count, and so that was a light fitting and that was a light fitting. Say that, and then it just updates the count. And the same with the areas, you can export this to Microsoft Excel. And to me, that's all I really use Bluebeam for. And I probably massively underuse it, but all you really need to be able to do is take lengths, areas, and perimeters and count and export it to Excel. And then you can do all the summarizing of your quantity takeoff and calculations in Excel.